Welcome back to the channel. My name is No. I am a drone pilot turned consultant. And in this video, we're going to discuss how to build a professional and dynamic website for your drone business, go over some of the common mistakes that a lot of drone business owners make, and then show you a checklist that we use to give you some improvements and things that you can take in, especially as we're moving into the new year, and giving you some ideas on how you can improve your website presence and, of course, attract more clients. Now, I know how difficult this can be when you're bootstrapping. Of course, you don't always have the thousands of dollars, right, that it typically takes to get a really dynamic website done. So what most of us do is we go to Wix, we go to Squarespace, we may even have some, WordPress, talent, and we really just put something up that's basic. And yes, that will get you going. But if you really want to attract high value clients, you absolutely have to have a really polished and impressive website. And your potential customers and clients, they're going to judge you, right, based on how your website looks, and the professionalism of it as well. So I was actually about to do an audit for one of our current clients, and I figured, might as well record a video and show you in real time how I do this website audit, and so you can see exactly the steps and the things that I look for when I'm judging and looking at other drone businesses' websites as well. So we're going to jump right into the screen here. This is essentially a checklist, that I use to go through different websites. And today we're going to be looking at a website from a gentleman from Apollo Drone Services. We actually just completed his branding materials, and part of the package is also, giving him a website as well. So Adrian, if you're watching this, shout out to you. Looking forward to seeing all your branding materials in place. But this is going to be an overview of some improvements that can be made on the website as well. So this is the website that we're going to be looking at. Apollo Drone Services. They're out in Sacramento, California, and like most drone business owners, there's a very impressive line of work, on the back end. Of course, the technical skills are there. The professionalism, from an operational standpoint is there, but, there's always things that can be done to be tweaked and make, the website and presentation better. Now, when we're looking at, different websites, I typically go by, 6 different tabs, at the top. I always suggest, having a home page, about us page to tell people more about you, a services page, portfolio, blog, and contact. And we'll go through each of those and let you know exactly what I look for in particular when looking at these websites. So first up is a simple header or menu. And as I just mentioned, these are the 6 headings that I typically suggest. And if we look at the website here, of course, we have home, of course, gallery, about, services, shop, and contact. Now, the gallery, I'm sure that's like a portfolio. So I would actually use that term. Portfolio is just, a more professional term. When it comes to there, of course, you have the about section. Services is good. I'm actually not sure what the shop is about. I don't see that much here. But then, of course, we have the contact page as well. So, of course, you want to change this gallery to portfolio, and then really, I think outside of that, it's just the blog section that's missing. So I would likely swap the shop section for blog, and I would actually have these put together. So it's not like, you have to like scroll across. Typically, you want to have that, all to the right or all to the left, no matter how you pick it. It could even be all in the center as well, but you want to combine, the menu at the top. Next up is niche focus. So before I even scroll down the website, there should be a big bold statement to say, what you do, what type of clients you help, and really the problems, that you solve. And so right here, we really can't tell what they specialize in, right? There's a lot of cool and great, drone shots. But what would benefit this site is to really like call out your particular target audience. So I have a couple other websites that I'm going to be pulling up just to show you some examples of what this could look like. First, we have Desert Sky Cams. We work with Tanner out in Arizona. You can see how he has here precision drone services for construction and energy projects in Arizona, right? So there's no ambiguity here, right? You know exactly what he does, you know exactly the targets, his target area. You can see there's a big bold, statement here. You can also see with Chris Wasson from Aerial Ops Drone Services, something similar, but different target audience, precision drone solutions for construction, public works, and quarry projects in Southwest Missouri, right? So you really want to be very straightforward, strategic with, who you're calling out. And if no one can tell, who you're working with, it really makes it hard for them to kind of buy in and feel like, you're speaking, directly to them. So that's the first suggestion. You can also see here there's like a subtitle, right? A subheadline here that really kind of digs a little deeper. So this says empowering professionals with real-time aerial insights to enhance safety, efficiency, and decision making. And then for Tanner, he has enhancing project efficiency with safety through advanced mapping, thermal inspections, and aerial photography, right? So you can just briefly touch on what it is that you exactly do. And I would always emphasize, safety, especially if you're working in some of these different type of industries. If you wanted to get more construction, mining, infrastructure, inspection type of projects, safety is typically the number one deciding factor for these decision makers. So that's clear. And then also you can notice here that there's a call to action button, right? So notice we haven't scrolled down, at all, right? We're still at the top of the page. So we have a call to action, either book a free consultation or request a free consultation today, right? There's a couple of variations that you can use, but that is definitely something that I would add, to this header here to really call out, your audience. So again, before you even scroll down the page, you want to make sure that you're calling out that target audience. Next up is your value proposition statement, of course, and then the header CTA. CTA is like your call to action, right? So again, your value proposition is here, your header CTA, this is all, at the top of the page. And I'll just check this off so you know what we have covered so far. Lead magnet. So on this page, I don't see a lead magnet here, but typically, you want to display an ebook, right? Some sort of free value that you can give out to your clients. So you can see here how Tanner has his, front and center. And the point of this is to collect emails, right? You don't want to leave it to chance, for someone to come to your website, especially if they're interested in your work, and not leave you any information. So the best way to do that is to give away a piece of valuable information that your target client would actually want to read and understand more. So this is called the Ultimate Guide to Accelerating Processes and Reducing Project Delays with Drone Technology. There's no superintendent, right, that wouldn't want to read that or wouldn't be interested in that. We also have here, precision at your fingertips, the essential ebook on drone mapping for quarries and construction, right? So, of course, again, calling out your target audience early, often, and making sure they know exactly, who they're dealing with. Next up, we have the problem statement, right? So, what I would suggest is having somewhere that talks about really the problems, that you're solving. So you can see again on Tanner's page, are project delays, safety concerns, and data inaccuracies hindering your construction projects and energy initiatives, right? Very clear on the problem that they are calling out. Are you struggling with project delays, safety challenges, and high cost, right? Being very clear about the problem. Then you can get into the three main services, that you offer. We have 4 here. We also have 3 right here. So our core services, mapping, thermal, and inspections. That's actually missing from this page. So definitely would add that in as well. And then we can get into, of course, having high quality visuals, pretty straightforward. You want to make sure anything that you're putting in your homepage is of quality. And then the benefits, right? Why should someone work with you? These are things that of course, you can go to ChatGPT and help come up, with some key benefits. But again, precision data delivery, enhanced safety, cost efficiency, We also have, real-time accuracy, enhanced safety, cost efficiency, right? So these are the true buzzwords that your target audience wants to hear about, right? You really, really have to be always thinking about what do they care about, right? It's not, cool, drone shots or, marketing video and things like that. We need to get to the root of the issue and the things that literally, keep your target client up at night. I would also have an email capture. So a lot of times, most of the times, and we've done this, before, but on your website, you want to have a place to, call out and say, hey, sign up for our email list, sign up for our newsletter. And what happens most of the time is, this is like a small form that's kind of buried at the bottom of your web page. But no one's, ever going to, see that, especially if they don't scroll all the way down. And even worse is if you're collecting emails and then actually not sending out emails to them. So I have a video that I did that you can check out that talks about how to create an email newsletter, for your clients. But you also want to have a newsletter email capture on your page. Highly suggest listing out any client or partner logos, right? People that you've worked with. And just think about, the familiarity that comes with knowing, partners that you've worked with, different clients. So definitely want to be listing those, on your website as well. Customer testimonials, like very, very important to have, on your home page. If we look again at Tanner and Chris's page, we have a simple, testimonial here. And then even better if you have like a picture that shows, what they also do. It just kind of makes it a little bit more real, as well. Certifications, definitely suggest listing your FAA cert or whatever country, that you're in, just making sure that you have, FAA certification here. And then, of course, you can see Tanner is also thermal certified thermographer. And of course, that just, really brings out that professionalism. And so they know that they're working with the real deal. And then, of course, your homepage CTA, whenever you're saying to, book a call or schedule a call, I would actually lead them to a Calendly page. And Calendly is great because it really allows you to book meetings essentially, with a few clicks. If someone has to like send you a message, send you an email, that really like slows down the process. So I would always suggest if someone, requests or someone's interested, just make it easy for them, to go and find a schedule and book a call, immediately. And then a footer section that you can actually, navigate. So at the bottom of the pages here, you can see that, nicely set up footer. We have the social media handles, contact, quick links, and services. And then also on Tanner's page as well. So let's get into the services page. And let's see what we have here. All right, so we have some services provided here. It talks about marketing, it talks about events, walkthrough services, mapping and inspection, scanning, panoramic views, inspection, talks about thermal as well, and FPV. So there's a lot going on, on the services page. I would definitely streamline your services to, your niche, right? Your industry that you're working with. So if I'm a construction site manager and I'm seeing, events and I'm also seeing, FPV, that really doesn't give me the sense that like you're focused on construction, right? That you are the one that is really, really into that. And it's so important, especially when you're talking about high value clients. They want to know that you are the one, right? You specialize in this and you're not doing a bunch of other things, right? They want to work with the expert, at the end of the day. And then also, on this page, I would just add some photos, right? Add, realistic photos of the jobs that you've done just to kind of, make it a little bit more tangible as well. Then we get to the portfolio page, and on here he calls it the gallery. And like most drone business owners, we tend to just list the photo without any context. And there is a some brief descriptions here, but what I would do is again just have things that are specifically targeting your target market, and then also having more of a story, right? I always talk about case studies on your website. Three main parts: the problem that the client had before you came, the solution that you provided them, and then the results, from that. We could take a quick look at some examples here. On Tanner's page, we go to portfolio, solar farm, power line inspection, telecoms. Again, problem, solution, results, right? Make it very simple. Again, you can go on ChatGPT and create these case studies, but you do want to tell a story, right? Instead of just listing, photos. Of course, make sure you want to have high quality visuals there. So yeah, moving to the About Us section. For the About Us section, you want to make sure that, of course, you are telling a bit of story about, who you are, how you got into the industry, right? What is your journey, as an entrepreneur? So we do see a bit of that story here, founded in 2023. Excuse me. And yeah, this definitely brings it out a bit. Of course, we can see Adrian, the owner, here. And okay, we do see some logos here. I would actually just bring this to the front page. This doesn't have to be buried, on the About Us page. So, but yeah, definitely gives a little bit more insight on that page. If you have any team bios, of course, you can list those there. Again, you can list some certifications on your homepage as well. The contact us page is really important. So if we go over to his contact page, we have, all right, so if we click get in touch, all right, so it does bring up a form here. I would probably, have that displayed before someone has to click, right? The more clicks that someone has to do, the less likelihood, right, they're gonna stick around and leave information. So if you have the form ready to be displayed here, that works. In addition to the website, or sorry, the email address, I would actually just put, your number, right? Some people prefer to reach out via phone. So, why not put your number here, make it easy for them to reach out to you, your email as well. And then typically what I suggest is having some sort of like Google map that shows like your location, so people can like be familiar with, where you are and so forth. So this is a great example of a contact page: location, email, phone. Make it easy for people to reach out to you, right? If you make it difficult, you're not going to hear from them, right? So make sure all that contact information is there. We can also see on Chris's page here, phone, email, location, and then a Google map to show where he's located. Getting into blogs. This is pretty straightforward. I'll definitely do a video on creating blog posts, but you want to make sure that you at least are updating your blog. I would say at the very least once or twice a month. And this really, again, just gives more content, right? More things, more opportunities for you to show that you are the authority figure. You know what you're talking about, right? So much so that you are writing content, right? If they're reading, your blog post, if they're downloading and reading your ebook, right? We call this long form content, right? This is trust building content. The reason why most companies don't end up trusting the drone company is because they're not convinced, right, that you're the person. And the way to convince them of your professionalism is to have these type of content materials that they can actually go through and read on their own. Just kind of, starting to wrap up a bit, but of course we have, SEO here. Very, very important to understand, what are those keywords? I know this can be a big subject. To really keep this simple, just ask yourself, what is someone going to type when they find me, right? And most times, if I'm looking for, a drone company in, I don't know, Dallas, right? I'm going to type drone company in Dallas, right? That is literally what your potential client is going to type in. So you want to make sure, as basic as that seems, you want to make sure that you have those keywords, on your page, right? Think about, like, literally, what is my potential client? What are they going to type into Google to find me, right? It may be drone company in Dallas. It may be drone services in Dallas. It may be drone inspection, right, in Texas, right? Whatever it is, you want to make sure that those keywords are all over, your web page, and you're very conscious, of that. CTAs, so of course your call to actions, again, you want to make sure that it's very prominent. Right? You can see here that all these are highlighted, right? It makes it very easy to see and find. So call us, request a free consultation, chat with us, download our free ebook. Like, you have to tell people what to do next. It's not enough for them to come see, your website, and then, they have no clue or no idea, how to move to the next step. So make sure you are telling people literally what to do on every single step of the page, so you don't lose them, right? Learn more about our services, request a free consultation, right? These are the things that you really see all portfolio, right? You want to make sure that people can really see and understand what you're doing. You also want to encourage action, right? And yeah, it's a bit of urgency, right? You don't want to just say, oh, if you're interested, give us a call. And, like, call us now, like, book a call today. It's nothing that they need to wait around. And lastly is, of course, just having that intuitive navigation, user experience. As much as we have on this checklist, you can still have a very simple, well laid out web page. So really think about these things when it comes to putting your own website together. It really doesn't matter what platform you use, but again, make sure you have a nice header, make sure you have some CTAs, a lead magnet, your problem statement, a services section, a benefits section, right? A little bit about you, some customer testimonials, listing your certifications, and so forth. And yeah, you'll definitely be able to impress more clients and really sell them on your professionalism. So if you need any help with this, I will be discussing more about, marketing strategy, content strategy for drone businesses. But I run a marketing agency called Global Air U. We help drone businesses with websites, with content, and really just taking that next step when it comes to branding and getting your company together. So if you're looking for help, I'll leave a description in the I'll leave a link in the description for you to check out, and feel free to reach out, book a call, see how we can help you and accelerate your marketing efforts in 2025 and beyond. So thanks for checking out this video. Subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot more content in the new year, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you soon. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.